Welcome to the Pre-Law Collaborative. I'm Susan Lee Bell, and I'm here with my colleague, Christine Falcone, for another 3-minute video. Many of you have some news from schools, and we want to share some tips on how to best use in-person visits to campus or remote tours to gather information that you'll need to make this important decision. Christine, some people have not heard from all of their schools. Should people wait until they have all of their acceptances before they visit a campus or they do a remote tour?
No, we should definitely start gathering information to help a decision-making process later down the road now. If you wait for all those decisions to come back, you may end up very short for time and not able to squeeze them all in. And so it's much less stressful when you just slowly get onto the campuses that are most interesting to you, or that you have really good news from, and start somewhere at this point.
Okay, that's great. Let's start with the in-person interviews. We know that some schools were not allowing traditional campus tours, but some of them have just opened up even this week. So one tip we have for everyone is check back and now see what's available and sign up. And you should sign up. Don't just show up because you'll usually end up with something a little bit more organized. Once you have an in-person tour scheduled, Christine, like how should you prepare the tour? Like what should you wear?
Yes, so you want to be comfortable and professional. So you might be walking around a campus, so you want to make sure you have comfortable shoes on, but you want to be presentable and look professional to the people that you meet. So keep that as your guideline. You want to make sure you're comfortable, but also that you feel professional in what you're choosing to wear.
So what's the kind of thing that you should be asking as you're on these campus tours?
Yeah, so you want to take some time to really think, what am I trying to learn from this opportunity? What are the things that I can't tell from a website, from conversations that I'm having through Zoom or from a phone call with people that are important for me to know? And you would have at this point identified for yourself what's important for me out of my law school experience. And then you want to find the things that you need to know to understand that. So for example, you might have read all about the law school's libraries online, but walking into them and seeing where students are studying and how they're interacting will help you see if you can feel yourself in that environment or not. And you'll notice that the feel is very different from school to school, which is why, Susan, as you suggested, if you can get on campus, it is really important to do that.
Okay, so definitely get on campus, try to be there when school is in session so you can get the feeling of the students, whether it's very buttoned up, whether it's very relaxed. I know one of our clients was telling us about a school in which the faculty and the students eat in the same lounge. And, you know, the client was just so turned on by that idea of that more casual interaction outside of the classroom. I'd never actually heard about that. So I thought it was like a great thing to sort of to understand about a school. Okay, and don't ask the things that are on the website. All right. Is there anything else that students should be looking for when they're on campus before we talk about remote?
Yeah, I mean, I think the other important thing is to be prepared for what you're about to get into. So if you have signed up, Susan, as you suggested that you should want to know who you will be meeting along the way and prepare accordingly. So if you're going to have an opportunity to speak to a 1L or a 3L or admissions counselor or a faculty member, think about what that person can offer you in an in-person setting and take advantage of that opportunity.
And that's great because we had another client who said, you know, they did the formal part of the tour with the admissions person, and there was a student there was a third-year law student there, but then they got to go alone with the law student, and they asked some of the real questions, like, how did the school handle COVID? What's the parking lot? Like, what is the parking like what kinds of other things? So that interaction with the different people is really, really important to think through. Well, what about remote? Like, what do you do when the school says we're not doing an on-campus tour? Should you just not go to that school? What should you do?
Well, I think you should take advantage of what the school is offering in terms of remote opportunities to engage with the school. I think that's important, and I do think that the schools are paying attention to who's engaging with them. If the school is accessible and you can get out to walk around on the campus yourself, I think that that is a helpful step. And then with the on campus or the on video opportunities, what I would do is come in prepared with questions as well. Make sure you have a professional background, that you're dressed looking prepared, and that you're engaged throughout the entire opportunity. Because it is really hard to keep your engagement in something that's virtual where there are a lot of other people. It doesn't feel as personal, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't take advantage of the opportunities the law schools have put in front of you.
Well, and as we're hearing from former clients, I mean, people have to go to court via Zoom right now. So it's
Right.
not bad practice, I guess, to be able to function in this brave new world that we're before.
Yeah, exactly.
So anything else that students should think about, alumni should think about before they go to campus that we haven't, or remote that we haven't covered?
I think the key thing here is to take advantage of the opportunity. Don't use it as a time to ask questions on things you can look up online. Use this as a way to gather information on things that you couldn't find yourself. So things that sometimes you need to see, that you need to touch, that you need to feel. So make sure you spend time really assessing, what do I need out of this visit? And make sure you're taking advantage of the time on campus.
So as we've covered in earlier videos, you build a school list based on your priorities, and now you're going to use this information from an in-person or a remote visit to help you make this really important decision. I want to offer to everybody, we have a discernment package that can help you evaluate these options and negotiate with law schools towards making a final decision. You know, we'll study your options using our unique and extensive data tools. We've had years of experience helping people from all backgrounds and circumstances work through what we know is a really difficult procedure. You'll we'll do our background research, and then you'll meet with Christine, who's an experienced career development pre-law advisor. You'll meet with me, who's an experienced faculty pre-law advisor. We'll never outsource your case. And you'll leave that meeting with a comparison of schools and an action plan for wait lists or negotiations over merit or financial aid. You know, law school is a huge investment, and we want your decision to reflect your goals and circumstances. You can email us with your questions at prelawcollaborative.com, or you can post them to our LinkedIn or Facebook pages. Hey, Christine, thanks so much. I know it's a crazy busy time for all of our clients, and it was really fun chatting.
You too, Susan.